Hi guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, and so am I, because this is my first YouTube video and I'm so excited about this one. So let me start off by introducing myself. I am a makeup artist. I have been doing makeup professionally for 7+ years now. I was based in Dubai, but I've now moved to the US for a while. And I am happy and excited to share the tips and tricks that I've learned the hard way with you guys. It has definitely been a journey, but yeah, there's just so much more to it. I'm so excited that I'm going to be using this platform and sharing it with you guys. And if you're someone who's passionate about makeup just like me, so stay tuned. So for today's look, we're going to be creating this beautiful glam right here. It could be an everyday makeup look, but it all depends on what colors you choose. If you could just change your lip color, your look would be entirely different. So, doing these little tweaks, you could create so many multiple looks, and also depend on what kind of vibe you have. If this is your vibe, girl, just do it. So this is the kind of look I'm going to be creating today, and the products that I've used today are my go-to favorite products, and I swear by those products because I have those products in my kit for years and years, and I keep repurchasing them because I love them so much personally. And that's the reason I want to share my kind of an everyday kind of a look, I would say, or maybe you could even use this on a special occasion. It's entirely up to you. So let's do it. So for today's look, we're going to be creating this beautiful glam right here. It could be an everyday makeup look, but it all depends on what colors you choose. If you could just change your lip color, your look would be entirely different. So, doing these little tweaks, you could create so many multiple looks, and also depend on what kind of vibe you have. If this is your vibe, girl, just do it. So this is the kind of look I'm going to be creating today, and the products that I've used today are my go-to favorite products, and I swear by those products because I have those products in my kit for years and years, and I keep repurchasing them because I love them so much personally. And that's the reason I want to share my kind of an everyday kind of a look, I would say, or maybe you could even use this on a special occasion. It's entirely up to you. So let's do it. Start off with my favorite moisturizer that I love so much because it's so hydrating. This is by Bobbi Brown. It's the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I love this on the days, especially when I'm gonna do a lot of makeup. I not just like it on myself but on my clients too. So let's dig into it. I think I am a sucker for products that smell so good, and this is definitely one of them because it smells luxury. So it's gonna have a little bit on the back of my hand, and here we go. It smells so nice. I mean, there are people who don't like products that have a lot of fragrance, but I think when it comes to me, I am a sucker for products that smell so good, also because it doesn't break out on my skin. So I really enjoy good smelling products. So I'm just gonna make sure that I blend in well. It absorbs into the skin, and we have a good base to start off with. Next one I'm gonna take is the Estee Lauder eye cream. This is the Night Repair. I have been using Estee Lauder products since a while now on myself religiously, and I think I really like how hydrating they are, and the skin feels very youthful. So let's apply this eye cream. The reason I'm able to share this routine with you all is because I have this routine. It's a very solid routine that I have for like months and months, and I just stick to it. I don't change a lot of routine when it comes to makeup on myself. I like to just stick to something that I've been liking, and I would just go on and on with it, unless I'm trying some new products. So that's only when I'll make some changes to it. But yeah, so just make sure that you moisturize with a very light hand because this area is extremely sensitive. Okay, so let's jump right in. I'm gonna start with the brow pencil, Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade medium brown. And what I like to do is I like to just lightly fill them in and keep the rest of it very natural. So with a very light hand. Just gonna fill in the gaps. And just brush it out. I'm gonna start off with the concealer, just so we have a good base for the eyes. This is more of an everyday look, so I don't want to go overboard, as well as keep it very simple for someone who's just a beginner. So just gonna take the concealer on the back of my hand. The one I'm using is by Huda Beauty. This is in the shade Sugar Biscuit. This is the exact color of my skin tone. So as you can see, this is the step that I've done off camera, just so you have an idea of what exactly I'm going to do next. All I've done is just taking the concealer and carve out the eyebrows, just so we have a clean, even tone base for the eye makeup. You just want to take the concealer and just go as close as possible to the natural shape of your eyebrows. Yeah, I was just gonna say eye. So there are some products in the market that are specially designed for setting up your eye base. It's entirely up to you if you would want to get those. I have used those, and honestly I don't feel much difference. You could simply use a concealer. All you need to do is make sure that the concealer that you're using has a bit of a thicker consistency, so it gives you an even tone and it is not too liquidy. So even if you're going with the cream one, it'll work, it'll just do the job for you. So just make sure you're keeping everything very light and natural. And we've carved the eyebrows well, so we don't see any fine lines. And then just taking a beauty blender, I'm just gonna blend to make sure there are no edges. So now to set the eye base, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom powder, and I'm gonna take a powder puff and just use this powder to set the base, so everything stays in place throughout the day. And then I'm just gonna kind of rub it on the back of my hand, so we have an even distribution of the product. So just gonna simply tap it in. For a very precise wing liner, I'm gonna take the Maybelline Tattoo liner in jet black, and we're gonna draw the wing. Now once you've drawn the line, all you're gonna do is you're gonna bring that line and connect it to your lashes, so you just have a very clean finish and keeping it very natural. Take your time, you don't need to rush in this step. So meanwhile, we're going to start off with the primer. This is the Porefessional primer. It's a pore minimizer. If you know me, I'm not really a fan of primers. I'm just doing this for the sake of the video because I feel like it really depends on what kind of skin you have. If you are someone who has a lot of dry skin, you could simply skip this step entirely and just rely upon a good skincare routine underneath, like a good moisturizer and everything. But if you are someone who has a bit of texture on the skin, open pores, that's when you really would need this. This would come in handy, the silicone-based primers. And all you want to do is just blend it right where you feel like you have some texture, so it'll give more of a blurring effect. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit right here. It's a very skin-like color in case you're not able to see it in the video. I just have some pores here. That's only where I'm gonna apply. And whatever products you apply before your foundation, you just want to make sure that you blend in really well, because if you don't and it's not blended well, you could get a lot of patchiness on the skin. So you want to completely skip that step and save yourself from the trouble. So make sure you just blend it, everything is good. Okay, now that the lashes are ready to apply, so let's do it. I mean, this is typically a step I would have done off camera, but let's do it and take a risk here. So I'm just gonna take it on the tweezer, and then while I close my eyes slightly, just gonna, for the skin, I'm gonna use my absolute favorite product. I don't think I've talked enough about this, but this is the one that I really like to use on my skin when it comes to everyday looks. This is the Lauder Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. I can swear by this product because it's just so good for someone who's looking for a very natural base for an everyday look. Nothing on the foundation side, something that's glowy and hydrating throughout the day, and also has SPF in it. So this has 30 SPF in it, and I really love it. And how I typically like to apply this is that I would just take slight bit, I mean that's not slight, but yeah, I mean it's just a moisturizer, so it's okay. And then just rub it with both my fingers. It's gonna look kind of gross to you but this is a product that you really don't want to apply with a brush because the bristles would just suck up the product, whereas it's more of a moisturizer. So let's just think you're applying a moisturizer, so let's get into it. So might look crazy to you guys, but I love it. I just love applying this as a, again, moisturizer. So just blend with your fingers. Oops, we're gonna clean that later. You really have to keep it in mind, but that if you are expecting to get some sort of a coverage out of it, it's not gonna give you any coverage. All it's gonna do is just give you an even tone. So that's what I love about it when it comes to everyday, because I don't like having a lot of foundations on my skin when it comes to everyday things. So yeah, you just want to be very particular about few things, and for me this is the one. To quickly color correct, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty color corrector in the shade Mango. It's such a good one, but again, you really want to be careful because it's super pigmented. So I'm just gonna apply one dot right there and then blend it, just so we minimize the dark circles. And there you go. You want to be careful when it comes to blending the color corrector, because if you overdo it, you might just remove the product from there, and that's not the whole idea of color correcting. You just want to minimize your dark circles, and so you want to be sure that you don't over blend it. Okay, for the concealer, I'm going to use the same Huda Beauty concealer in the shade Sugar Biscuit, the one I've used for the eye base. Just gonna take it at the back of my hand and use a brush right where I want the coverage to be. So again, you want to be very careful. You just want the product to be locked into the skin, and you don't take away anything excess. So just keep tapping it. Now for the other eye, before I set it, I'm just gonna make sure that I let it sit on my skin for a couple of seconds, maybe like about 50-60 seconds, until I'm doing this eye. So the concealer can do its job. And it's such a good technique when you literally leave the product into your skin, let it settle, and then you blend it after a few seconds. Thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bronze my face. I don't like setting the under eyes right away. I like to bronze, blush, and then go in with the setting powder. So for the bronzer today, I'm gonna use the NYX bronzer in the shade Deep Tan. It's a beautiful one. If you're looking for something on the affordable side, you can definitely go with this. If not, you could just go with the MAC one. It's entirely up to you, but I'm gonna try this one for today. So just gonna take it on the brush. This brush is also by Morphe. It's the E40 brush. I really like it because it has a lot of control, and the bristles are spread out beautifully. When I'm applying it, I feel like it's not all over the face, especially for a face like mine, or somebody who has a very petite kind of a face. You don't want to use a brush which is like way too big. So yeah, just be very careful with that, because it all really depends on the shape of the brush. For example, this is also by Morphe, but this is the mini one. I really like this one because this is perfect for my face. It has a bit of control and gives you the application exactly where you wanted it to be. You know, it doesn't go all over the place. So yeah, that's actually the reason why I really love this. And then I'm just gonna tap it right above my cheekbone. It's all about tapping for me. I mean, you could just be dragging the brush and swirling around if you had set the face, but since we haven't, I just like to go in with the tapping motion because it just at the end of the day gives you a very beautiful finish. So why not? And then same thing on the other side. I've always been a bronze girl. Like, I think it's been just about a year where I've started liking blushes on myself. But before that, I've always been a bronze girl. Give me all the bronze in the world and I'd be happy with it. So time changes and so does your choices. So that was the case with me. And then I'm gonna slightly apply it right here as well. Totally optional. You don't need it if you don't want to, but who doesn't like makeup? And when you are into it, you just want to do it. Like, just do the thing, you know, just do your thing. So just slightly, I'm just gonna squeeze the brush slightly and then just do the jawline. I'm just gonna do the nose contour with a smaller brush. Be very, very light-handed. You don't want to apply too much. Nothing on the minimal natural glam day. Can you guess the blush that I've used today? I mean, how pretty is this? This is my all-time favorite. This one is Charlotte Tilbury blushes. It's in the shade Ecstasy. It's such a pretty peachy color. It gives you such a beautiful, glowy, beachy, summery vibe. I have always been a fan of their blushes because they blend in beautifully. The pigment is so thin, I would say, that it just doesn't feel like it's sitting on your skin. It's rather blended well and absorbed into your skin that it feels like skin. So yeah, I really, really love this. We're gonna take that. This is the one that I've applied here. Just gonna tap it on the apple of my cheeks. I always have this in my personal kit. I mean, that's something I have it on my bridal kit as well, but at the same time, this product is something I can definitely never run out of. So just blend that in. Okay, so we're gonna finally set the under eyes, and to do that, I'm gonna use a product that absolutely needs no introduction because everybody knows by now that this is one of the best products in the market. This one is the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Powder. I'm just gonna take a puff and make sure you have a bit of an even tone, even distribution of the product on the puff, and then just blend it right here. And right before you apply it, you just want to make sure that there are no creases. I'm just gonna take the blender and just blend everything, then go in with the powder puff and simply just tap it. So we are locking the concealer in place. Now, because I have combination skin, the rest of the face is dry and that's just the T-zone that's oily. I'm just gonna take the same powder and tap it everywhere around the face because I don't want to over powder my face. That's what I like to do. Just use the same powder puff and blend. There you go. Okay, next for the eyebrows, I'm gonna take the Control Freak by NYX. This is going to control my eyebrow hair. That's what I meant, because I've got really thick hair and they don't stay in place. So you need something that, again, just controls them, holds them in place for as long as possible. Okay, so for the highlighter, I'm gonna use a Refy highlighter. It's the liquid one. It gives you a very glossy finish to the skin, but again, you don't want to apply too much. So this is the only amount I'm gonna use today. And then you could either use your fingers or a makeup sponge. I'm just gonna use my fingers first, but make sure I just blend, have it on the tip, and then just place it right here. And then blend with the other one. see how blinding this is? It just makes me want to go to the beach and sit all day because it's just giving such a beautiful summery glow. I mean, just... Now, before we go in with the lip color, I'm just gonna take the same concealer brush that I used initially and just gonna blend everything here so we have a beautiful finish, and we can just contour our lips with the lip liner. So for the lips, I'm gonna be using two colors here. This is by Morphe. This is it's called Mina, and this one is by MAC. It's called Cherry. These are the two lip liners. This is more on the red bright side, and this is a bit on the darker maroon side. Just want to use both of these to contour and give the perfect color of a red pout. So let's start with the lighter color first. Now going in with the Morphe one, we're just gonna contour from the sides and add a bit of a darker depth to the lips. Now for the lip color, we're gonna go in with the Nars one. This is in the shade StarWoman. This is such a stunning red color. Let me show you how it looks on the back of my hand, and it's so hot. It is so hot. Looks so pretty. Like every time I wear this color, I always get compliments and people do ask me like, what color are you wearing? So let's apply that today. Okay, let it dry down a little so that it gives you the right deep red color. Oh, I love it. I love how retro vibes it's giving right now. It's just so pretty. Now, two very important steps to finish everything off. We're just gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush finishing powder. What it does is it just gives you a beautiful finish to the whole glam, but at the same time makes your makeup look very flawless. So I'm just gonna take it on the powder puff and I'm gonna apply it right under the eyes and the rest of the face. It's such a lightweight powder. I wish they come up with the setting powders as well. For now, they just have the finishing ones. Okay. So the product that you cannot step out of the house without, especially in summers, is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This, how do I even put it into words? This is a product that you cannot have no matter what. No matter even if you run out of food, this is not something you should run out of, because girl, we need this. This is the glam, the makeup locker, you know, you have to have this. So let's use this today. So that's the final look. I find it very glowy, retro, sexy vibe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.